Okay, dream car might be a bit of an exaggeration, but in my defense, at the time, dream car truly just meant a decent car that was my own. Nothing fancy, just a car. You create. Hi, thanks for coming back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Taylor and I'm just your average musical mystic with a burning desire to help you create a life that you love. In an effort to get back into the swing of things, I want to talk about how I manifested my car. Or my dream car, as the title would have it. I'm going to break this down into 4 easy steps for you. We're going to start with the basics first if you're new to this, but if you're not, still watch to the end because the last 2 are the most important. All right, let's jump right in. Obviously, we know what we want, a car. Technically, this formula can be used for anything, but for this video, we'll just stick to car. So the first thing we want to do is visualize our new life with this car. And you may be sitting there thinking, I can't visualize. I don't know how accurate that is. Hear me out. For example, when you're imagining the worst case scenario happening, when you're having anxiety about something that hasn't even occurred yet, or when you're having pretend conversations with yourself. That's not just me, right? Those are all forms of visualization. So in essence, if you've ever worried about anything, you visualized. Now that we got that out of the way, imagine your life with this car. How different will things be? What will change in your day-to-day life? How will your interactions with yourself and others differ? Really sit with these questions and allow yourself to entertain all the different possibilities. The more energy you give to this part, the better. Bring to mind all the attributes you're looking for in this car as well. For me, what was important was air conditioning, a working stereo, and low mileage. I know, how practical. You might have something more extravagant in mind. That's fine, go with it. Aside from just imagining your new car with your thoughts, make use of your emotions as well. What will it feel like to have this car? How will you feel differently about yourself? How will you feel differently about your life? For me, I was sharing a car with my then boyfriend, now fiance, literally for years, commuting back and forth with completely opposite work schedules. Meaning I would drop him off at work and then wait about 5 hours till it was my turn to go to work. And then he would wait for me so I could pick him up, drive us back home, and then do it all over again in a few hours. It was great. I didn't want to drive myself off the freeway at all. Anyway, the major emotion I focused on was freedom, because that's what I felt I was lacking the most. And for most people, a car typically does mean freedom. So focus on that emotion and how different it may feel compared to what you're used to. And then continue to bring in even more of that emotion as often as you can. Okay, this might sound a little counterintuitive, but while it's important to focus on how you want to feel once you have the car, it's also important to have gratitude right now for your life without a car. And trust me, I know how hard that can be. There's a reason it took me so long to manifest my car, and it's because I could not get past these last 2 tips. It sucked sharing a car, and that's all I could see. So that's all I continued to get. It wasn't until I realized that sharing a car had actually given just about as much as it had taken. I was able to spend more time with my fiance because, well, driving 2 hours together every day will do that. I also got to spend more time with my family. My parents lived in the same town I worked in, so I got to see them fairly often because I had a lot of hours to kill. I had so many hours to kill, in fact, that I would often make an additional commute, an extra 40 minutes, just to go see my grandma for a few hours a week. All that valuable time with my loved ones, I just wouldn't have got if I had my own car. And sure, you could say, well, you still could have gone if you had your own car. Come on. And once I realized this, it got a little easier to share a car. I knew my grandma wasn't going to be around forever, so I stopped fighting where I was at and just held space for gratitude. This gratitude finally allowed me to get to the next step. You can't get to where you want to be while fighting where you're at. It just doesn't work. You need to accept where you're at and trust that things will work out. This trust is crucial because it allows you to get to the next step, which is to let go. Yes, let go of it completely. Stop focusing on it. Once you have reached the point where you've spent the time visualizing this car and you can really see it happening for you, you can feel it moving into your life because that feeling of freedom you've been working on feels so real, and you have gratitude for your current situation, let it go. The day I got my car best illustrates this. I had done all the visualizing and meditating, and I knew my car was on its way, and I felt the gratitude for where I was at. I mean, most days. I am not perfect. This particular day, I had a family party to go to, which meant that my fiance was gonna have to drop me off on his way to work. Normally this would have bothered me because once again, the party didn't start until later that day. But for whatever reason on this particular day, I was okay with it. I was genuinely excited for the extra time with him and my parents because I knew it wouldn't always be like this. The funny thing is though, that was the last day I had to share a car. When I got to my mom's, I was told my uncle was selling a car, and I literally drove home in it that same day. It was nuts. Everything fell into place because I allowed the space for it to do so. I wasn't suffocating the energy and my manifestation by obsessing over the why and how of it. I just let it be and let it go. Also, when he signed the car over to me, the mileage literally had my birthday in it. When I saw that synchronicity, I started laughing, and he asked me why, and I'm pretty sure my response was, funny numbers, which probably just made me sound like a lunatic. I suppose I could have explained myself, but why hide what I am? Anyway, the point is, you have to trust that it will work out. The reason you can't have gratitude for where you're at is because you think it will never change. And the reason why you can't let go is because you don't think it's actually gonna come back to you. Have faith in yourself and that what you want wants you to. I feel like I could make an entire video on why letting go is so important. So if you want that, let me know in the comments. But in the meantime, I think that's it. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you next time. Oh my God, wait, no! Okay, I am going to release a new song soon. If you heard my song Again, I am in the process of kind of trying to record it. And I also plan on releasing an album, I think this next coming year, 2024. But in the meantime, I have nothing else to offer you besides my song Blame It on Programming. So if you haven't heard that yet, you should check it out. The link is in the description. Okay, that's it. As always, keep creating a life that you love because you deserve it. Possible. Okay, bye!